decluttering sentimental items. It's one of the most challenging things that you can declutter because it brings up so much emotion and so many memories. We can easily get overwhelmed by that and just not be able to even look at it. Or if we start to look at it, we start working on it and we get frozen. I'm going to talk about a couple different aspects of this. If you're working on stuff for friends or family members and they're still alive, that's going to be easier than working on stuff for people who passed away. When you're working on things with someone who's still alive, you want to make sure you allow time to emotionally process. Don't just try to push through things. And at the same time, take just a small amount of time, maybe 20, 30 minutes. If that's too much, maybe even 10 or 15 minutes, and just look at the thing and allow yourself to feel what it is and then go through it. If you're going through, for example, old photos, good criteria is, are they good photos of the person? Are they blurry photos? I don't know anyone who likes bad photos of themselves. If you have other photos of that person, keep the best photos, the photos that they would like. Don't keep the photos where they have a weird expression on their face or it's blurry. You don't need to keep that. You have other better photos that have those memories. And then a lot of photos people take are things like trips and vacations. You take hundreds of photos. Oh, that's a pretty flower. Oh, that's an interesting building. Oh, that's a beautiful landscape. And you take all these pictures and it has these memories of your trip. And you can go back and relive that, but that trip is really already inside you. Most of the time, we never go back and look at those photos. They're sitting in a box in the attic for decades, but you still remember that trip even though you haven't looked at those photos for 20 years. So you don't really need those photos to remember that trip. And if you're saving it to show your kids, it's not going to mean the same thing when you show other people who weren't there. It's meaningful for you because you were there. So I would suggest that you take just a few photos, maybe pictures of you that look good, that are in front of something memorable, because people always like to have pictures of people they know. Maybe there's one or two really cool photos of a plant or an animal or a landscape, but anything that's blah, ordinary, blurry, faded, not the best picture, just let it go and know that it's already inside you. Same thing for memorabilia. I've been going through boxes of old photos and memorabilia over the past couple of years. It's slow going because it's emotional. So I might work for half an hour and then I just stop. I might need to wait a week or 2 weeks before I go back to it because my body needs time to just process and integrate all the emotions that brought up. I have old ribbons from county fairs and state fairs. I don't care about those anymore. I can get rid of that. I looked at old newspaper clippings that I saved from a trip to London in 1980. I have absolutely no use for that newspaper clipping. At the time, I thought it was really cool, and I kept it in a box for 40 years. So you can look at it and relive it, but then just let it go and know that's already inside you, and you don't need to hold on to it to keep that memory, that experience. You've already integrated that into your body. When you are decluttering things that belong to someone who passed away, that is exponentially harder. Right? There's so much grief that comes up. When you see the picture of someone, I remember when we did this, and now they're not here, and this wave of grief comes over you, and that happens over and over again. One of the things you can do is have someone be with you while you're decluttering. I found that to be really helpful. I can tell the story of what this photo meant and what this person was and share that. Talking about it helps me process it. And again, just taking really short amount of time. Sometimes I'm ready to look at it. I can do 20 minutes, I can do 30 minutes. And other days I can't face this. And that's okay. You need to honor that. You don't have to push through it. There's nothing wrong with you. That's a very normal human reaction. So just give yourself time to process. Have someone be there to support you during the process. And then again, keep the best things. One of the things that comes up when someone passes away is that it feels like you're throwing the person away, like you're not valuing them if you let their thing go. It's important to remember that they are not the thing. They're not the thing. And you will, at some point, be ready to let certain things go. My first husband passed away 30 years ago. when we were quite young. And for the first few months, I couldn't touch anything. And then after about 3 or 4 months, I went to the closet and I picked out 3 shirts. I'm going to donate these 3 shirts, but I can't touch anything else. And it was feeling like I'm letting him go. I'm losing him all over again. And that went on for months, for a couple of years. Every few months, I would think, okay, now I'm ready to let this go. I wasn't 3 months ago, but now I am. I wasn't 6 months ago, now I am. So that's the way you work through things when someone passes away. You have to pick a time when you feel ready and get some support, have someone there to give you moral support. Do it on a day when you're feeling good, not a day when you're feeling low and have low energy. And remember, they don't want you to be burdened. They don't want you to be weighed down. Allow yourself time to do the emotional processing as well. So those are really difficult things, but if you do it in little bits at a time, you get support. You do it when you're in your best frame of mind, and you allow yourself to feel your feelings and honor those feelings. That's really the best way to get through